Hello everyone, I just wanted to do a quick video of the Sharp GF-9191 that I have up for auction on eBay. This is a very clean model. It has some light wear on it, on the edges. I'll show you that in a second. But overall, whoever's owned this in the past has taken really good care of it. There have been some fixes that I've had to do when I got it. A lot of the switches needed cleaning, as in that there was some static when operating some of the switches, particularly the radio band switches and the volume. So I went ahead and disassembled the boom box and very carefully cleaned the case in a light solution of just some light dish soap and some warm water, and used some soft brushes and rags and stuff like that to clean all the dust from all the nook and crannies, and came out looking really good. I then cleaned the glass on the front of the tuner and the tape deck window, which, as you see when I get up close here, they're both in really good shape. As far as any dents or dings, there's just a couple of very minor dings on the plastic on the top, which I'll show you. Aside from that, it has all of its buttons, all the knobs, all the sliders. The tape deck is fully working. I did replace all the belts and the idler wheel, which on these models from the manufacturer, it was a black rubber, and it's pretty common over the years that they eventually turn to goo. And a lot of times on this particular model, that's usually what the problem with the tape deck is. I replaced the idler wheel with a silicone wheel, which should last years longer than the rubber one ever would. And let's see, the tape counter works. The APSS, which is the music search, works. I have a pre-recorded radio that I recorded a few days ago, and I edited in a few 5-second gaps so that I can demonstrate the APSS both in forward and reverse. I don't have a microphone of this sort to hook up to the mic mix, so that I can demonstrate the fader control. However, when this mixing switch is turned on and you're recording the radio, if you move that fader control from source to mic, it does fade down to where the music isn't recorded, and then as you turn it back to source, the radio does come back in. But again, I don't have that type of a mix mic to hook up to really fully test that. But as far as I can tell, the fader control and the mixing on-off switch both work. All these switches work. It has mono, stereo, and stereo wide. All the radio bands work. The shortwave 1 and 2 were not working when I got it. It ended up being the switches were just dirty. When I cleaned them with deoxit, those bands came back. And I have been successful at tuning in some shortwave programming from overseas. I don't know whether or not when I demonstrate that now I'll get anything. It's daytime here, the weather's kind of nasty, and with these fluorescent lights, I usually don't get really good reception indoors on those bands. FM is very selective, and I can get a lot of channels tuned in here in the Atlanta area, no problem. Phono does work. The phono jack is here. I don't actually have a turntable, but I was able to hook an iPhone up to this and play music for it, which I'll also demonstrate. And of course the music doesn't sound right, as it's not a true phono input, but it does get sound, so it does work. And then of course the record levels when you're on manual recording both work, as do the bass and treble, and both volume sliders. The meter and light switch works, and the loudness also works as well. And let me just kind of give you a close-up here. The speaker grills are awesome. The chrome surrounds on them are nice. I don't see any blemishes at all. They're just basically still got a mirror polish. There's no dents or irregularities on the speaker grills at all. The speakers look really nice. They're still white with the black dust cover in there. This actually has real tweeter speakers, and these surrounds look pretty good also. Here's the other side. As you can see, the tuner glass is really nice. Stereo light works also, as do the VU meters. And here is the tape deck window. It's in excellent shape. Okay. Let's move up to the top here again. As you can see, there's little spots here and there on the edges of the plastic, just basically rub marks. You only really see those close up. And again, you know, for as old as this is, I would consider that, you know, just from regular use. There's a little tiny scratch there, a couple little rub marks, little indentation there. It's basically just on the edges there. Sides are good. The handle is in perfect condition, as are all the switches and buttons. Something also that's not real common on a lot of these older boom boxes is to have the original antennas there and intact, completely straight with the tips. And these antennae are awesome. They still slide nice and tight. They're not loose in any way, but yet they still operate smoothly. So with that, I guess I'll go ahead and demo it in operation. Oh, one other thing to point out, it's actually on the back here. It's got a selector for multiple voltages, so you could use this worldwide as far as the voltage input goes. And I believe it does have a DC input down here too. It will come with a AC power cord. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn it on. So it should be on FM radio right now. So we can tune through the band here.
Now what? That team would get. Hey, Gucci gang, what's it? 94. We're putting out great earnings.
Ooh, some yes. switch over to the AM band.
9-10 years older, and you run out of years to grow your account. So you can't afford to take those big moves down. We're anticipating it. There's a way for you to get prepared to protect against loss. And it's Philly, New York here before they finish the month on the road in Cincinnati and Philadelphia, and then go to New York to start up May. And it won't be long.
Okay, let's try the shortwave. I don't know if we'll pick anything up. I have picked up things in the past. Which this doesn't have single sideband, so you really can't tune those too well anyway. Try the other shortwave band. Usually at night you can pick up quite a bit. A lot of overseas programming and religious. A lot of it too is having this inside. I have a lot of electrical noise with electrical wires on the wall and these lights. Got some really faint ones coming in here, but nothing really to fully demonstrate. So I guess you guys will have to just take my word for that. I have picked up several broadcasts on those bands, but it's generally at night when I don't have all these lights on out here, and or have it